Hi, friends. This is Chris with Josephine's Design. My daughter just called me and I left her a message not to call me. So, anyways, sorry I got disconnected and I apologize for that. I um, I am switching these out. What I was explaining why I'm switching these out. I'm switching these out because I wanted something that reminded me of some of our history because we can't travel right now. And I'm excited about that. So that I thought I'd bring you along and I will just show you. So I'm probably not going to take everything out because let me see. Okay, yeah, I don't need to take all that out with you guys. Some of this is personal. So this is my monthly. And there's my January. So that comes out. This is my monthly. Now, I'm going to come back with a video of how, and this is my weekly. So I'm just going to stack these like that. Here is just my general notes for anything. I also have, I've not filled this yet, which I will. During Christmas, I don't know about y'all, and this is my household. So this is blank, and this is going to be, I'm going to sit down and work through my yearly goals for my house. And of course, I use some of the goal setting that we're doing in the Finding Joy in the Journey 2021 class, the year-long class. But I am also going to be, oh, I want to get that pin out. I also want to make sure that I have a breakdown goal of our home. We are just, after Christmas, we did so many projects at Christmas. It was crazy. I mean, crazy. And so now, as my husband goes back to work, he's off today. You can hear him out there. I want to make sure that I focus and make sure I have a checklist for the home. That's a really important thing for us. Our home has not been loved for probably almost 6 years, due to the fact that my parents were ill, due to the fact that my parents passed away, and we were caring for them, due to the fact that we took care of all that we did. And then we come back out of that, and our daughter gets married, and we're still not finished. And then our granddaughter's born, and we're still not finished. And then within a short time, we're shut down for COVID. So there's still a lot to do here, and that's okay. My knees prohibit me from doing too much at one time. My daughter helps as much as she can. So, but we had big projects over the Christmas holiday, and that's good. That's good, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is put in my monthly. This is my order. It does not have to be your order. You may want to put in first your the one that you keep your notes in. I don't. I do it this way. It's just the habit. If I had to start a new habit, I might do it that way. It seems pretty logical. There is no real middle because these are not signatures. They are glued, but they hold up really well. And if anybody's hard on these notebooks, it's me. Okay, it's really me. So this came in the last, the Webster's, and I just still have it. So I'm still using it. And you know what? It doesn't match exactly, but I'm going to come back hopefully tomorrow, and I will have a video on how to set up your planner and make it pretty. So I guess I should have done that today, but I kind of want to do my planning today. So tomorrow I want to come back and show you guys how do you decorate your planner. And I'm not going to decorate, January's, we're a little bit more than halfway, but I am going to decorate it for probably Valentine's, hearts, love, all of that, because I don't think that hearts are only for, Valentine's, but I do think that it is always a, opportunity to celebrate love. And I think that's always good. So, all right, I'm going to put all of this away and get that put up. All right, now, so I still have that spare one, and I will just save this. I have a drawer of all of my empty TNs, and I may be cleaning some out and putting them Etsy, the ones that I've never used that are the standard. So a standard one is about that wide. This one is a wide standard. Again, that's why I love Carpe Diem. Carpe Diem sells a wide standard. It's just not in my price range. So yeah, I've made my own. I've created alternatives, and yeah. So we'll share more on that. And over time, I will make more and put them in the Etsy shop, and they will be more affordable. Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just gonna say. So, all right. So let's get on the weekly. So this is last week, and I love this setup. It is very almost no white space. And I loved it this week. I don't know that I'm going to do that again this week, but who knows? So, that's the whole part of using the different types of planners that we all use. Let's be flexible. Let's try new things because I don't know, there's a joy in the journey when we do that, and I really am finding a lot of joy in my journey right now. And I like the creative process of literally doing this different than I used to ever do it. And, it may not be that you have time. When my parents were so ill, I in no way had time for this at all. I barely had time to get a shower. I barely had time to eat a meal. Yeah. And that went on for years. There was a season I was eating out of vending machines for weeks at a time. Yeah, it was what it was. And I'm thankful. I never regret my time with my parents. And I just, matter of fact, made that, said that encouragement today because I never regret the time I spent with my parents. My husband and I have said this many, 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 many times. We do regret some of the extra work that we've done. It has been a journey and a lot about this finding joy in the journey 2021 is, a little bit of self-care, and I'm never done that. I thought as a Christian, we should be humble and all those things, but the Lord tells us in his word, our body's a temple. We got to keep it, ready to roll, keep it clean, keep it ready to roll, keep it healthy. So anyways, and that's for not just the physical, it's the mental, it's the emotional, all of that. So I am super excited about this new year. I literally ordered a whole bunch of things off of Amazon and Walmart. I just got back from Walmart, had a big order to pick up at Walmart. Well, not big. It really wasn't that big, but it was much bigger, and then I had to cut it in half. We are still a little bit tight, we had some massive pay cuts lately, and so, and I do mean massive. So, it's okay. God will provide, and he always does. So I just adjusted my order only for the must-haves. We had a very unusual weekend. I've shared with the Finding Joy in the Journey class and a couple other friends. I ended up taking a supplement that caused a kind of a well-known reaction that we had no clue. And it was at 3:30 in the morning. I was up working very late, and all of a sudden I was very, very sick. My reaction was not your typical, read online standard reaction. It was much, much more. I was still sick until yesterday. My tummy is still, not doing great, but it's better. And I literally made sure today to get every bit of that new supplement out of every one of my vitamin packs for this week. And anything that looked remotely like it, which that bottle, my husband was like, throw the bottle away. So I had what's called a flushing, which is common with taking niacin. But we found out later that the actual daily need for niacin is about 14%, according to online. And all the supplements are sold in 500s. So not only did I have a reaction, I am violently allergic to so much that I also have issues with acute atopic dermatitis. I'm supposed to wear an emergency bracelet, on and on and on. Well, what happened was my reaction was skin, which is what happens. So what happens is when you take that medication, your blood vessels react, and so you have something called flushing, which means your face and your neck get pretty red. You may itch. You may feel a little nausea. You may at the worst, you may feel a little dizzy. You may also get a little sick to your stomach. Well, that sick to my stomach lasted until yesterday. And I took it in the middle of the night, Friday night, late Friday night, in the wee hours of Saturday morning. My stomach is still a little queasy. My, we also, I was as red as this tablecloth from head to the top of my toes. It was burning on fire. I actually thought my computer laptop, the fan's been going out. I thought it was on fire. And I was pretty concerned, as you can imagine. And I was immediately hopping up, taking the laptop off my lap because I was still on my computer. I had a little sweatshirt jacket on. I immediately peeled that off. I ran into the bathroom. I was still burnt. I thought I was on fire. I was so hot because it was pitch black and I couldn't smell smoke. And I was like, why am I burning? Am I on fire? And I went in the bathroom and I turned on the light and I was red. And everything was reacting. My lips started swelling. My top lip, it had turned white, just on and on and on. And this happened, they say the reaction is within 30 minutes. This happened within like 10, 15 at the most minutes. I walked in, I was peeling, tops off and putting on a short sleeve cotton t-shirt, something that would be cooler. I was throwing cold, because it's cold right now, so the water comes out of the tap cold. I was throwing water on my face. I was just doing whatever it took. And I'm just going to tell you that I never, ever, ever, God willing, want to feel like that again. Over an hour later, I was still itching from head to toe. I have scratch marks all over me where I literally scratched so much I broke the blood vessels in my arms or whatever you want to do in the skin. And and it was, my ankles were bright red. They were swelling. It was crazy. Everything was swelling. My ears swelled. It was crazy. So needless to say, not a super big fan. My husband kept saying, because I woke him up and I said, you got to help me now because I was starting to not be able to breathe. My lip was swelling and I thought, is this an anaphylactic shock? We don't have any EpiPens and I'm allergic to Benadryl. He's going to have to know if he has to call 911. Come to find out, my son said today that the doctor's office told him they don't carry EpiPens always on ambulances in our area, which is frightening. And because he has major allergies and she wanted him to have 2 EpiPens. And that, because I said he was going to get a prescription for 1. And I said, no, you need 2. Adults need 2. And he said, yeah. He said, well, they could get me to the hospital with 1. But they don't carry them. And that's how I found out they don't have them on the emergency vehicles. Which my sister-in-law's an EMT. She doesn't live in this area. She lives in Texas, but not down here. So I'm going to check with her and see what the scoop is. But anyways, kind of crazy. And I was like waking my husband saying, if for some reason you need to know this is what I've taken. I had taken 3 new supplements, which I never do that at the same time. It was just a very kind of crazy week. As many of you know, my aunt passed away and anyways, I wasn't thinking. I just loaded up the vitamin packets and put them out there. And wow, it was frightening. But I slept a lot Saturday and Sunday. And just rested because I felt pretty yucky. There we go. All right, there we go. But was a lot of good lessons learned. So, and forgive me, when the internet works, the printer runs. When the internet doesn't work, the printer doesn't run right now. So without our print, we are not about to stop it. We need a lot printed. So I think I may come across here with that. And it did pull up the paper just a little bit, but that's okay because I had really had it down for a while. So if you don't know about stickers, so usually They're either, you know, you can put them down, you can remove them, that kind of thing, or they are, what am I trying to say? You're able to, or they become permanent. And so sometimes these stickers do become permanent. So yeah. Okay, I think I'm going to use this. And that's what I wanted to see. Alrighty. And I think, I'm not sure how this fits. I can't remember. So anyways, but we're doing better. Meals were kind of rough a couple of days after that, which I was still hungry, but I just, every time I got ready to eat something, I would just get so nauseated. And God love my husband. You know, it was my birthday. And so they were trying to do nice things for me. And so, you know, I would eat and then I would just feel not great. And you know how you do. So anyways, yeah, I hate to be the grumpy one, but I was, you know, I just, I mean, I have such a hard time with my Geo Trek to begin with. It was just like, no, please, no. But if that's the worst thing out of it, that's nothing. You know, seriously. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim it and add it. That's what I'm going to do. All right. So, but it was an eventful weekend. Yes, it was. Actually, I may just overlap it a little bit. That's what I'll do. Okay. Here we go, because I have extra. All right, I'm going to put that down in there. And I'm super excited. I have ordered a whole bunch of the Hobonichi style planning kits from DEK. So I think those are going to be fun in here too. And yeah, but we are, that was something that I never want to go through again. So please check with your doctor if you're going to decide to add niacin. So my daughter was like, why would you add niacin? And she said, well, you know, if 14%, that should be what comes in the multiple. And I said, and it does. But because of it helps with your cholesterol, I thought it was a really good thing. And even my husband said afterwards, he said, oh no, this is a really good thing. You should be doing this. And we just need to find out, you know. And anyways, so I dropped that down because of, and I need to do it a little bit more because I did it again because of the way I did my, and I should have done them up one, and I did it again. I did this last week. So I'm going to drop it a little bit. And actually, I'm also going to pull this up a little bit. Hold on. Okay. Actually going to layer that up a little bit because these gorgeous days eat up a lot of space. So I know this, and I really want to be able to write more. But I love them, and so that's why I do it that way. Okay, so that's what it is. 2 right there. Okay, now I'm good. I think I'm good. Hold on. So it was very eventful. We did not get much sleep that night at all. And it looks like it's going down, but that is because it is, it's perfectly even. What it is the actual decal itself. So, all right, I'm going to keep going. But so don't take niacin without talking to your doctor first. And it may have been just because it was me and I am so allergic to things and have such, I have acute atopic dermatitis. I'm supposed to wear an emergency bracelet. So it could have been just because I have such sensitivity that we have this kind of reaction. Probably that's what you guys are all going to text me or message me on the bottom of this. But definitely never, ever, ever want to feel like that again. And we got to figure out a way. My husband's like, well, we probably should take this, but we should probably start really low. And everything I got online and looked at, they were all 500 milligrams, which of course the daily is supposed to be 14. And we did check micrograms as opposed to, I think it's milligrams. Anyways, mg as opposed to mcg. And it was 14, and then what the supplements were 500. So it's kind of shocking. We're like, we don't understand why it's sold in those levels. But anyways, and I was talking to my daughter that, you know, the last thing somebody wants to do, and the last thing my cardiologist wants me to do is go on any prescription meds. So he's been trying not to get me on, you know, prescription meds. So I was trying to think of, you know, well, what could I do? Because my cholesterol, my familial history is high cholesterol. And that's what he keeps saying is, we know this is your family history. We know, you know, because he was my mom and dad's cardiologist. And even my grandmother had extremely high cholesterol. So, and because we're vegetarian, though we did try a little meat over the holidays, not doing that again. I had a bit of a reaction to that as well. So we're really just kind of like, okay, God, what do you want me to do? So, okay, I just had that strip. I know you guys saw it with me. There it is. Silly me. So I'm going to use this across the top. It's so pretty. But good lessons learned, and that's what life is. I mean, whenever because I felt so like, am I just being dumb here? How did I not know this? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And my husband said, well, you do probably need to read what are the possible problems that could happen. And I said, but since when, is what they sell you too high for what your body should be able to handle? And he said, that's a good point. I just don't understand. And so, kind of had that conversation of, didn't we do due diligence? Didn't I do due diligence? He was like, oh, you think so? So, all right, I am going to put my check off here, and I'm going to do my waters if I met my waters every day. So, one good thing that happened as a result, so I want to do my menus. Okay, and if I don't have anything that says menus, and I'm going to use a lot of these in my journal, I'm going to just create my own. I'm going to use that in the journal, so I'm going to set that to the side. I'm going to use that in the journal. I'm going to set that to the side, and I do not have anything. They must already be in another place, so I'm just going to use what I have. That's going to go in a journal. So, all right, so I think I'm just going to use these. But, I think I already have pink there, so I'm going to go blue. But we really, we talked about, what did we learn? That's the first thing I always say. What did we learn? And we learned, number one, to be ready at all costs. And we are not ready for any kind of allergic reaction. At all. At all. So, yeah. And the other thing is make sure I do all my homework. So I looked at drug interactions. I looked at, the only thing I didn't look at was the daily requirement and what would happen. And it just never dawned on me that they wouldn't do it the way they should. So good lesson learned. You learn. You live, you learn. I'm going to use some of these, not all of these, because I may use some of these in the journal, but I'm going to use some of these because they're just too cute. And this particular sticker kit came in the DEK January box, and it is gorgeous. So you can order your box, you can order the size stickers you want, etc. So, these boxes are fantastic. How do we not love them? They are fantastic. I'm trying to see. I think I'm going to come down low with that. Yeah. So, but, yeah. So it was an eventful day. Eventful night, I should say. But God taught me a lot, and I'm very thankful for that. And one of the things I was sharing with the class is that I need to focus more on self-care. I spent some time while I was not feeling well watching videos on self-care. And that was a really important thing for me to do because I don't do that. I say I'm going to do it. I try to do it. I've been trying to dye my hair for 2 months, and I haven't done it. Maybe 3 months. So, yeah. And I literally turned around and ordered some things from Amazon and Walmart. My skin is in really bad condition since we ate meat. We've been almost vegetarian for almost, oh goodness, how many years? Almost 6 years. And yeah, my skin did not like the change. And I'm not saying that meat is bad. I'm just saying that clearly my body had become accustomed to not eating them. And it was just good for me to go through that. It was good for me to see that, this is easier for my body. All that I have been saying all along. I'm a vegetarian because it's easier on my body. And that was a really good thing, for me to see, for everybody else to see that's around me. So I think I'm going to wait on this one because these stickers fit differently. How they fit in here. Yeah. Pardon me. Excuse me. I'm totally stuffed up. We have got major cedar fever right now. I was listening to my Bible study leader today talk about cedar fever, cedar fever, cedar fever. And it was like, quit saying it. Don't say it anymore. We don't want it anymore. We don't want it. But, oh gosh, our cedar fever is so bad. Oh, this is the time of the year. But, okay. That's going to fit. So let me see. I think I can put this here. Nope, and I cannot get that in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put my header. And, yeah. And then we'll kind of go from there. All right. So I think I'm just going to come up here and just kind of fit it in. See, they're just not the same sizes on any of this, which makes me want to adjust my box, which that's what I was going to say is you can adjust your box to whatever size you need. So, yeah, so that works. I mean, I'll be fine. It'll all be fine in the end. So, and what I'll do is just scoot this little cutie over. But it was a good learning lesson this weekend. And what I found out was when I didn't feel well, I was watching a video, YouTube videos of a gal by the name of Nicole Johnson. And she's a Christian, and she was talking about self-care. And I stink at self-care. I'm not kidding. I stink at it. I don't do it. It's terrible to say, but I don't. I don't do it. And so it's really a puzzle right now. That's what I'm trying to figure out. So how am I gonna work this puzzle? So I think I'm gonna go like that. And then I think I am going to so I may just let me see here. I think I'm gonna do this. But anyway, so she talked a lot about self-care, and that was really so good for me to hear. I just haven't done what I needed to do for myself. Hence the busted knees, hence the, all kinds of things. I mean, I've had a lump in my arm for 1.5 years now, and I didn't go because the baby was being born, and I didn't want to not be able to hold her, and I didn't want to, impact anyone, and I didn't want to impose, and you know what? That's silly. So, yeah. So I'm really having to think through. And I can't do anything. I won't do anything until we get to where we can either have a vaccine or COVID's under control, any of that. But, okay, one down, more to go. One page down. So, I mean, it is about kind of going through the journey and trying to figure out what is your part in this journey. So my part right now is getting healthy. And as soon as I had told my son and my husband, as soon as the doors are open, I'll be going to a rheumatologist. I will then be going to an ortho, getting gel injection. I will give it a try. My husband wasn't for it initially, but, it takes my husband a while sometimes to see that maybe it's worth a try. And I'm not super thrilled with the thought of injecting gel. I'm going to be really honest. I like organic, and I don't think you can get organic. But we'll see, And I think it's just a matter right now and then if that doesn't work, of course, I'll go get knee surgery. That's just what's going to be the obvious next step. And it's not like I'm super thrilled about it, but it's the obvious next step. But I do not like how I did that, so I'm going to switch it around a little bit. But anyway, so this has been a great opportunity in watching Nicole Johnson. She talked a lot about, this time during COVID, and are we taking good care of ourselves? Are we putting our best foot forward? Because we are actually, as women, we tend to forget, and we tend to put the husband first or the children first or all that and more. And then all of a sudden we wake up and say, wow, I'm really sick now. And that's where I've been. I mean, I've got bad autoimmune, etc. So it's a good thing. This was a good reminder that it was on my goal list, but I wasn't really addressing it. So I ordered things for my hair, things for my skin. My skin has been in terrible shape. I refused to spend the money, and I finally just said, no, it's time. So I did that, and just a few things like that. Nothing major. Total Walmart, total, Amazon, and of course, I price compared between our local grocery store, Walmart, and Amazon, and then even things like CVS and places like that. So I mean, I really have worked at trying to be affordable within what we could afford, all that and more. So it's all good. I mean, we have to see the joy in this journey. We have to see the blessings that we have. And the blessing that I have is I'm alive. I didn't go into anaphylactic shock, shockingly. And I know next time what I can and can't do. And I think that that's a really good, important thing to remember as we go through our journey, because there are some things we can do and some things we just can't do. And, that's the joy in the journey, is to learn from those things in our life. And I think that's a blessing. I could look at this as some frightening, horrible, no good, very bad thing, like Alexander and his horrible, no good, very bad day. Or I can look at this and say, I learned so much. And I did. I learned a lot. I learned what I can do and what I can't do, what I need to do, what I'm not doing, what I should do, all that. So, okay. I am not doing this the way I want to, so I'm just going to start from the left and go to the right. But, so I would hope I would not make that mistake again. Usually I have one of these every 10 or so years. This is not my first rodeo with reactions. Clearly my reaction was much more severe than they thought it would be. And yeah, so, or much more severe than they have recorded. So, you live, you learn. How's that? I don't mean to sound cavalier, but what else can I say? Hopefully I've learned. Okay, I love these, so I'm going to I usually do computer work here between Saturday and Sunday. Whoops, she's sticking off a little bit, and that covers up that gap over here. So I'm not wasting, I'm just covering it differently. All right, and as you can hear, my husband's outside. He is doing his thing. So I can't use a lot of that because guess what? We don't have computers. Okay, I'm going to save these and I'll use these in journaling. So I'll put that in my journal pile and I will use some of these. So how many of y'all have had reactions like that? Leave a comment below. And if so, what did you learn in your journey? So I'm going to use the rest of these that I don't put in here. I will put in my others. So I do want to make sure that I do indicate some things here. So today is Monday. So Tuesday, I will be working on Tuesday, Thursday will be partnership. Sorry, I don't mean to sniffle my nose. I apologize. And then Monday, Wednesday, Friday,